a certain fighter, you become like the comic relief for the show, as this dude pointed out.
Well, you know, this UK face, the Kozagi face.
The UK face was Calzaghe, and
Brock.
That's when me and Sleep we said Nottingham was in London. Arthur Abraham. Well, we ain't never really say nothing about Arthur Abraham. He's German anyway.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was still all part of that, you know.
But the Pacquiao and Ricky that's when the dude had the swashing sticks up and Sleep tried to talk him off the ledge, and it got deep and crazy. But you know, we loved it because.
But at the end of the day, though, you know, I think at the end of the day, sports has that. Sports has the ability to bring the best and the worst out of people.
You can put sports in with religion and politics.
And boxing is his own.
Boxing is his own politic and own religion within itself, especially boxing.
Boxing's wars is like the Crusades.
Right.
Yeah, it's a cult.
Yeah.
It's a parochial group. You know, it's a selected group. That's why people are so passionate about it. Like when I call Manny Pacquiao Wacquiao. Right. You know, I only did it because at that time I wasn't doing it for shock value.
You invoked a response from a whole nation. You're not just talking about Manny, but you're talking about the Philippines.
And I got called every name under the sun, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. You know, I relished the moment. You know, I didn't take it personal.
That was very ESPN first take of you.
It was. It was a flame. I threw a flame out there. Skip
Bayless.
Skip Bayless. However, and my A. Smith. Guard Your Girl Boxing, Big Mike, Docs, East Coast Train sleeps behind the ones and twos. Ryder Dies handles some affairs for Guard Your Girl Boxing. Told y'all we're not going nowhere, man.
We back though, right?
We back, man. Standing tall like City Hall.
They were saying
you already know what it is.
Somebody on the internet, somebody on a GYGB comments was saying GYGB stands for getting your groove back.
No, that's a women group out there that's trying to get their groove. I mean, I hope it's not shots
fired.
I hope it's not
saying
that's not firing shots.
GYGB was so off. On a recent commentary of
she's talking about the hiatus. That's
the hiatus. Shout out to my man OTKP, Truth for Power. You know, Chris. You know, all the people that's been holding us down while we've been on our hiatus. But we not going nowhere, man. I told y'all. Name a show that we ain't influence. Guard Your Girl Boxing.
You got bars.
I got bars.
Yeah, you got bars. So you called Manny Pacquiao.
I did. Manny Pacquiao.
And you incurred the wrath of an entire continent.
Yeah, I did.
You learned anything from that, sir?
No. No, I haven't. Because, you know, one thing about on Guard Your Girl, you know, we're always going to speak our mind. If, you know, if I feel an opinion about something, if I feel a fire is whack, I'm going to call him Pacquiao. David Haymaker, remember I used to call him Michael Phelps because I thought he threw punches like a freestyle swimmer. So if I feel something, I'm going to address it. I'll call it as I see it. Right. Speaking of which, I'm calling how we see it.
The thing is, we want to address some of these things that we've been getting some correspondence on our YouTube channel. Diana Wapu, Lady Vina 97, Jordan Michael, and a gentleman by the name of Walt who felt that he thank you for the support because you've been with us since day one, but he wrote a very passionate email pertaining to how we call this fight, right? You know, our perspective on how we felt Timothy Bradley won this fight, which sometimes, you know, you make errors when you watch a fight. Everything is all based on
off the emotion, though, too.
Some of us call Timothy Bradley.
We know.
Right.
You had Pacquiao.
I had Pacquiao.
And Radada had Pacquiao.
Right.
The thing is that make it interesting, and a lot of people don't know, is how GYGB picked certain fighters before the fight.
No doubt.
Like Sleeve had on the previous fight, he picked Timothy Bradley, but he had Pacquiao winning, and Pacquiao, the decision went against Pacquiao. On this fight, he picked Pacquiao, but he felt that Timothy Bradley did enough. You know, he was going to the body and all of that.
He thought he stole enough rounds.
So it's not really a fair assessment to say that we're picking fighters based on
skin color, ethnicity.
You know, as the video show, part of the dialogue or the interchange is us. You know, you have a say about who you think won. I have a say about who I think won, and that's part of the dialogue.
And you know what? And I think this illustrates a deeper issue in boxing. If we can get it wrong, judges get it wrong.
Right.
But remember what I'm saying is, we can go back. We had the luxury of going back and looking at a fight and say, you know what? I was wrong. I was caught up in the moment. I thought these punches was landing. I heard a lot of the oohs, the ahs, and all that stuff from the crowd. I went back and look at the actual footage and see that it didn't go that way. Now imagine how it feels when judges who don't have replay.
Right. Who don't have replay. But we're objective.
Yeah, and we will all watch the fight again. I mean, Mike Big Mike clearly had it for Pacquiao, so he'd have to rewatch anything.
Right.
You know, one thing about me, I have no problem admitting I was wrong about something. You know,
So you looked at the fight again?
I looked at the fight again.
And what were your thoughts
Real
on
quick,
that?
after you saw, well, yeah, I was going to ask him that. So once you saw the fight, what made you think that Manny actually won the fight?
I thought Manny, like you said, I got caught up in the emotions. Punches that were swung but not landed. You know, they both look sloppy. Let me just clarify that. It was a fly swatting contest, and Timothy was the clear winner. A lot of the swing rounds, especially the third round in particular. Now, I only bring this round up because it was a close fight had it not been for this particular round. I thought Bradley won the round initially. I hate to go on Harold Letterman and refer to CompuBox, but Pacquiao was landing more punches. Now, Bradley punches may look more clean and ripping, but I got news for you too as I watched it again. A lot of those punches were being blocked by Pacquiao.
Yeah,
they was getting gloves, and they looked worse than what they were watching it at real time.
And we were looking at all the fanfare with those wild looping punches, but we weren't seeing that straight left that Pacquiao was landing.
And he was tagging him in the process too.
Yeah. I think what we all made a mistake of feeding into was the fact that Pacquiao didn't look as sharp as he normally looks.
That's another factor.
It made it look like
it made it look more competitive. It made it look more competitive.
You know, all fairness to Tim, he's undefeated.
No, I know it's not against
nobody's
Bradley.
going to look good against
I'm just saying, I just wanted to rehash that, you know, go back there. And I picked the Pacquiao one. I had him winning about 115, 113.
Well, now that y'all know that GYGB went back and we actually re-reviewed the album, we give it, instead of giving it a 4, we gave it a 5. It's a classic.
Right.
So that being said,
now what?
Pacquiao's the clear winner.
Yep.
Right.
What now?
Well, I can tell you what we don't want to see. We don't want to see another fight with Bradley, and we don't want to see another fight with Marquez.
Yeah, I'm done. Then they're done.
The producer wouldn't mind seeing another fight with Marquez.
Right,
I had to get it.
But you know what? The Marquez, it's just so inconclusive. We really don't want to see that.
I think Marquez is good with that.
Right.
Well, he felt he got redemption.
That was an excellent fight.
That was an excellent fight.
Well, let me ask you this though. So, what if the options are there for the average casual fan? Right?
Where you going?
They'll say,
"Oh boy, here we go."
It's Floyd. We got to make the Floyd fight next, which is virtually impossible right now with the climate of boxing.
Tell them why though.
Why is it so
impossible?
Well, the thing is, we have this. I don't know who gave it the nickname of the Cold War.
That was an HBO.
That was a leak.
Yeah.
That was a leak by the suits at Madison Square.
Well, the thing is, this is this perceived Cold War in boxing between the rival factions that are Top Rank and Golden Boy Promotions, which becomes basically HBO and Showtime.
Right.
And the thing is that you have these fighters who, to me, are the elite fighters in each respective division that can't get into the ring because the promoters can't really come to the bargaining table and make these fights happen.
Right. But let's get into a more deep-rooted issue about the whole Cold War, how it helps. It helps one party
How does it
and
help?
hurts the other party. Well, it helps the one party because people have to understand something. You know, for years, promoters pretty much have been getting the lion's shares of the boxers' purses. You know, these guys, you see them. Most of them are broke.
Capitalism.
Most of the time, they're broke when they're finished boxing. You know, to Golden Boy's credit, what they decided to do was they brought a management, and we all know this guy. You heard his name a million times, you just never see him, and that's Al Heyman, who helps manage these fighters' assets, which is important for the fighter, but may hurt the fan. We'll get into that in a second. But, you know, they got programs set up where they're paying the fighters mortgages and car payments, making sure they're investing money into 401ks and things of that nature.
Socialism.
Socialism, right. You're another good word.
There it is, the Cold War.
So he's adding a wealth management aspect to a fighter's game.
Them being Golden Boy Promotion, and Al Heyman is the third tier.
Is that a conflict of interest?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. You put your business hat on.
Everybody's in bed together.
Because even in football, they have a football union, they have a pension and things like that.
No doubt. And that's why they're setting
the football union is totally separate from the
There's
NFL.
a clear distinction between what
a union in boxing.
No, yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, that's apples and oranges.
But you also have a player's pension. You also have type of financial management skills. You have wealth management, but you have wealth management skills.
That's what I'm saying. It's not there.
It's not the same, you know, because the thing about it is the way the Players Association works. They have a structure. They have fiduciaries.
Right.
You have player representatives. You know what I'm saying? So you have a lot of different things where you don't have that in boxing.
But we're digressing. But that's one side of the war.
Let me bring it back because it's going to stay with this. The thing about Golden Boy being that, okay, now they're so smart, in their business model, it's not the same as it was where you have promoters that were
You're going to make money with us.
share.
Right. You're going to make money with us.
Share. But the problem with that is they become so caught up with preserving the wealth of these fighters as opposed to making better fights in boxing.
And that's what we